Unassailable dignity. The sky beyond the airplane window was a masterpiece, burnt orange merging into violet in the last light of sunset inside the hushed first-class cabin. A soft hum of engines wrapped everything in tranquility. Aris Thorne inhaled deeply, savoring a moment of pure peace. This plush seat was more than mere luxury, it was a testament. It spoke of how far she had come from that tiny apartment where she once studied by candlelight. It symbolized her triumph over countless obstacles, founding a pioneering biotech firm whose life-saving medical devices now helped thousands worldwide. This flight to Zurich was the final leg of a partnership poised to reshape medicine for generations to come, until her calm was shattered. A high, imperious voice cut through the cabin's stillness. Eris opened her eyes. In the aisle stood a platinum blonde woman in designer clothes, Clarissa Vance, Eris' name, and all with a nervous companion hovering behind her. Clarissa's steely gaze swept over the other passengers before settling on Eris with a blend of surprise and disdain. Addressing a young flight attendant named Ben, Clarissa declared there must be a mistake. "Seat 1A is mine," she said, flicking a dismissive hand toward Eris. Ben checked his tablet, brows knitting in confusion. "I'm very sorry, madam," he stammered. "But seat 1A is correctly assigned to Dr. Thorne." Clarissa arched a perfectly sculpted eyebrow and turned to Eris as though seeing her for the first time. "Doctor," she mocked lightly. "Surely you won to mind moving. I am diamond status. I have priority." Eris met her glare coolly, her voice calm but steel-strong. "I'm quite comfortable. Where I am, I reserved this seat for very good reason." A taut silence fell over the cabin. Around them, other passengers feigned indifference, though their eyes betrayed a heavy curiosity. Ben visibly wilted beneath Clarissa's aura of entitlement and pleaded, "Dr. Thorne, could you please consider moving to 2C? It is still first class, and I'd like to resolve this peacefully." "Resolve this?" Eris replied, voice soft but laden with weight. "The real issue isn't my seat, it is the assumption that privilege trumps fairness." A supervisor named Diana, world-weary and practiced in such scenes, was summoned. Taking the path of least resistance, she appealed directly to Dr. Thorne. "For the good of the flight, we hope you will cooperate." Eris looked Diana in the eye, then at Clarissa's triumphant smirk. She surveyed the silent expectations of the cabin. This was more than a seat. It was a test of her own dignity. She simply said no. Clarissa exploded with incredulous laughter. "You're actually making a scene over a seat. Go on, let's see how far your stubbornness gets you." "We shall see," Eris replied quietly. She pulled out her phone and began typing a deliberate message. There was no need to raise her voice. Her power lay not in a loyalty card, but in the sweat and tears of her monumental achievements. Clarissa ranted on, demanding the captain and threatening legal action. Meanwhile, Eris finished her message and dialed out. She greeted Mr. Chen in a professional, authoritative tone. "Dr. Eris Thorne, Flight 734. I am experiencing a troubling incident involving your staff and customer respect policies. I am not seeking compensation. I want systemic change with a full report on my desk by Monday." Diana and Ben paled. Clarissa stood dumbfounded. Eris ended the call, turned to the supervisor, and smiled gently. "Now let's see how your board handles this." 15 minutes passed in hush, then the cabin door opened. Two sharply dressed corporate representatives entered, bypassed the crew, and conferred privately with Diana and Ben. Moments later, both employees were escorted off the plane. Their careers ended. One executive approached Eris's seat, bowed respectfully, and addressed her as Dr. Thorne. He offered sincere apologies and confirmed that those responsible had been dealt with. Aris thanked him but pressed on. This wasn't just about two employees. It was an opportunity to reform an entire system on the principles of fairness and human dignity. He gave her his word. As he stepped away, Clarissa, still reeling, blurted that she was the one offended as a Diamond member. The representative turned to her, icy calm in his gaze. Her behavior had been noted, her status revoked permanently, and now security would escort her off the flight. A profound silence settled over the cabin. Clarissa Vance, the woman who believed the world revolved around her, was led away in disgrace. At last the plane lifted into the dark night sky. Aris stared out the window at the world below. This was not a personal victory. It was a powerful affirmation that integrity, achievement, and self-respect cannot be bought or bullied by privilege. She hadn't fought for a seat, she had upheld a principle. A person's true worth lies in character, not social rank. And in the vast stillness of the heavens, she knew this was the greatest lesson of all.